bọ́jọ́ bá pẹ́ títí ọjọ́ àpín o bọ́nà bá jìnnà jìnnà àdópin o àti sáré àdópin aré àmàtí jìyà àdópin ìyà o àti sunsun àti kan ògiri ó má ti gbẹ̀yìn kọ́ lọ́tẹ̀ ìmọ̀ o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
ilé òní gbóná kárẹ́nu omi kọ́lé ayé òní kóró kálọ̀ dífá ọ̀run o láyé náà la ó wà títà ó fi ṣẹ́gun lójú àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ẹkún akọjá òkùnkùn ajímọ́lẹ̀ fáwa ọmọ Yorùbá ọjọ́ ayọ̀ súnmọ́lé o.
Ó di láéláé pọ́npá ó mà di láéláé pọ́npá Yorùbá ò ní dọ̀bálẹ̀ ẹ̀fẹ́ nìkan ó di gbẹ̀yìn kọ́ lọ́tẹ̀ ìmọ̀ o.
yé ẹ dìde dìde bí ológun ẹ bá jàgà sílẹ̀ o ẹ rántí àtọmọdọ́mọ kò ní sún wa kò ní rẹ̀ wá tá ó fi ṣẹ́gun tẹni tó dé ó sàn ju ẹni tirẹ̀ ń bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ò ní ní dúró kẹ́dúró gbọ̀n kẹ́dúró gbọ̀n kẹ́dúró gbọ̀n 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 àtùpàgbé oníkànnì o bí ẹ bá sùn ẹ gbé ọjọ́ ayọ̀ súnmọ́lé o.
bí a bá kú tí a.
ọjọ́ ayọ̀ Yorùbá ti súnmọ́lé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ní kọ́jọ́ ayọ̀ náà má dé irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò dé bá wa lẹ́yìn ẹni. mo kí lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin mo kí ọmọdé àtàgbà mo kí gbogbo ojú tó ń wò mí jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti káàkiri gbogbo ayé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí nílùú òyìnbó mo mà kí gbogbo yín ẹ ṣeun ẹ kú fọmọnìyàn ṣe ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà ẹ kú àdótì. mo kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Yorubanation Now lórí ìkànnì BGI TV bàbá gbàgede mọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn eléyìí tá a mú wá lónìí ọjọ́ Wednesday tí í ṣe ọjọ́ karùn-ún oṣù kínní ọdún 2022 èní ní 5/1/2022 ọjọ́ Wednesday. ẹ wá nǹkan fìdílé tàbí kẹ́ fìdílé nǹkan ẹ jẹ́ kájọ jẹ gbáládùn ètò tòní ẹ jájọ rìn jìnnà kájọ rin ìrìn àjò gbogbo ẹ̀ láàrin ọgbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú àbólé díẹ̀ òun náà la fi rìn àjò yìí. ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri nílùú Nàìjíríà òun náà la fẹ́ sọ fúnra wa òun la máa ń gbára wa níyànjú fún àmọ́ ká tó máa lọ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí YouTube ẹ bá wa wo ibi tí wọ́n kọ subscribe sí kẹ́ bá wa tẹ̀ ẹ́ ká lè jọ dìkan náà bákan náà ni pé aago kan wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ subscribe tí wọ́n kọ yìí aago yìí là ń pè ní notification bell tẹ́ bá ti tẹ aago yìí ẹ wo ibi tí wọ́n kọ all sí kẹ́ bá wa tẹ̀ ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ni pé gbogbo nǹkan tá a bá ti ń ṣe ní orí ṣánẹ́ẹ̀lì yìí wọ́n máa wá fún yín lálàmí pé lórí BGI TV àtúntí dóde o àti gbẹ́tò kan jáde ńbẹ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá wà lórí Facebook àwa náà wà ńbẹ̀ o ẹ sá lọ sí gbàgede mọ̀ with aláwìyé adébáyọ̀ ibẹ̀ ní péèjì wá wà ẹ wo ibi tí wọ́n kọ fọ́lò sí kẹ́ fọ́lò wá ńbẹ̀ ẹ̀yin torí Instagram ńkọ́ mo kí yín o ẹ kú kalẹ̀ àwa náà tó wà lórí Instagram tẹ̀tí ń wò mí yìí o ẹ ṣá lọ sí gbàgede mọ̀ _22 kedere báyìí lẹ́ẹ̀máa wò wá pẹ́ bá wá débẹ̀ ẹ má gbàgbé láti tẹ fọ́lò ibi tí wọ́n kọ fọ́lò sí ẹ sá kílíkì ẹ̀kẹ́ náà fọ́lò wa ní pápá ká má sọ léyà délé pẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò tèmi torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ nínú ìwé kọ́bọ̀. àkọ́kọ́ náà ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ́ ẹ bá wò láti ìjẹta ó ní mo ti ń jẹ́ kó yé wa ìdí tí Yorùbá fi ń béèrè fún ìdádúró ìdí tí Yorùbá fi ń béèrè fún self-determination ìdí tí Yorùbá fi ń béèrè fún referendum ìdí tí Yorùbá fi wò pé ó di dandan lọ́tẹ̀ yìí àfi ká kúrò lóko ẹrú ó sì di dandan ṣé títa múnisìn ní ká sọ ṣé tútàwọn Fúlàní ń pa fún wa ní ká sọ ṣé tí ìjọba Nàìjíríà ń pa fún wa gan ní ká sọ ìyàn ni mẹ́bọ tí wọ́n ń ṣe fún wa bíi kí nǹkan ọgbọ̀n tọ́ sí wa kó jẹ́ pé ẹyọ kan ni wọ́n fún wa, mọ́kàndínlọ́gbọ̀n tó kù wọ́n á kó lọ sí north, wọ́n á lọ pín mọ́ ti north. A sì sọ pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà one nation, à ń sọ pé àjọ ń ṣe nǹkan ìdọ́gbadọ́gba. àlá lóòótọ́ làwa nífẹ̀ẹ́ Nàìjíríà, lóòótọ́ là fẹ́ kílùú ìpín, àmọ́ àgùntàn wa ewúrẹ́ wa kò lóhùn ò bá àgùntàn ṣe. Àgùntàn ló sọ fún wa gbogbo ìgbà pé bàbá òun ò bí dúdú. Lódodo àgùntàn yàtọ̀ sí ewúrẹ́ o. A kàn so pọ̀ ní ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò papọ̀ rárá. Ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wá, ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ lédè, ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni culture. Abínibí wa ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni, ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wọ́n tọ́ wa dàgbà, nǹkan ọ̀tọ̀ ni wọ́n fi kọ́ wa. Culture Yorùbá ni kó dọ̀bálẹ̀ kíyàn, Haúsá kì í dọ̀bálẹ̀ kíyàn. Culture Yorùbá ó ní kó respect ẹ̀gbọ́n tàbábúrò, kò sí tó kan Yíbò pẹ̀lú respect, orúkọ ni wọ́n pera wọn, níbo láti wá dọ̀gba. Ìdí rèé tọ́mọ Yorùbá fi sọ pé bókànràn ká wà nílùú bàbá wa ká máa ṣẹrú, bókànràn kí ológìnní sapá akápò ẹkùn, ó dá o kí wọ́n ṣe kán kúkú ṣọdẹ wọn lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Ẹ fi Yorùbá lẹ̀ jẹ́ kí Yorùbá máa lọ. Ní Yorùbá ṣe béèrè fún Yorùbá nation àti self determination, kò sẹ́ lọ́tẹ̀ta wà yìí. Àwọn bàbá wa ṣe, wọ́n tẹ́ sí bọ̀ ni. Àwọn tí wọ́n tún jẹ́ bàbá wa, àwọn náà tún ṣe. Àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀ àkó, àwọn náà forí pábọ̀ ni. Kódà Awólọ́wọ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀wọ̀n nítorí ẹ̀ pàápàá. Ìtòṣẹlẹ̀ sí Ìgbòho yìí òun kọ́ lákọ́kọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló dájọ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n fàbíọ́lú fún Awólọ́wọ̀. Abíọ́lá tiẹ̀ lọ tiẹ̀ kò dé mọ́ ni. Kò síyà tí wọ́n fi jẹ Abíọ́lá ju pé ẹ wà máa wo Yorùbá ràn yóò jẹ president lé wa lórí. Bó bá máa jẹ́ bẹ́lẹ̀ bá jẹ́ wàhálà àmàní lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lódodo bá Abíọ́lá bá jẹ president ni, mo mọ̀ kò ṣetán láti liberate Yorùbá kó lóko ẹrú. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ẹni yìí ti rí, wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe rí. Wọ́n ní pé kì í ṣe dọ̀dọ̀ táwọn fi síbẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tàbíọ́lá kú tán. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé kì í ṣe ẹni táwọn lè máa fà láṣọ kiri bíi ti bọ̀dá wa òkè ọ̀hún. Torí ẹ̀ wọ́n kọ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ kábíọ́lá ó débẹ̀ o. Ìdí rèé tí Yorùbá fi béèrè pé ó tó gẹ́ o, ṣe Yorùbá ní má dóko bàbá mi mọ́, ọjọ́ kan báyìí láàsòfin ẹ̀. Ìsòfin yẹn ni Yorùbá wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ṣé wá ráwọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ tá a dìde yìí, táwa náà bá ti kùnà báyìí láti gba ohun tó yẹ ká gbà, mo fọlọ́run bàbúrà tá a bá ṣọ́ra àrọmọdọ́mọ wa ń bọ̀ o, táwọn náà ó tún padà sípò táwa wà yìí. Torí pọ́rọ̀ yà máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò lè dínkù. Wọ́n ti rí Yorùbá bí ẹrú, wọ́n ti rí Yorùbá bí ẹ tó gọ̀, wọ́n rí wa bí ọ̀bọ tó jẹ́ tán bá ti sọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ fáwọn tó ta kó sòdì ta ní kán máa ṣáájú wa. Ẹ mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ́bọ, kò sí bọ́bọ́ ṣe lè máa bínú tó tarẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ni. Ọ̀bọ ní ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ lọ́bọ máa sáré lékiri. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ṣe fáwọn tó jó lórí. Owó wa tí wọ́n kó lọ́dọ̀ wa, wọ́n á yà ju díẹ̀ lẹ̀ fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀, díẹ̀ yẹn làwọn ń pé tí yà ń jẹ ọmọ wọn lọ tí wọ́n wó bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó làwọn èèyàn ṣe ń dìde. Òun náà ni Prof.Banji Akintoye sọ níjọ́ kìíní àná. Tí Yorùbá ya wèrè tí kì í ṣe pé làákàyè èèyàn dorí kodò, ẹ̀dá mọ̀ pé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí ìyà jẹ Yorùbá. Ẹ̀dá mọ̀ pé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí ìtìjú ń bá Yorùbá, ìtìjú ń bá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Kódà inú mi ń dùn àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, torí máa fi fídíò kan hàn wá tó bá yá lẹ́yìn ilé ìtẹ̀fẹ́ wò yìí. Ẹ fojú ara yín rí pé kódà àwọn gọ́fúnọ̀sì wa látòkè ọ̀wọ́n ti sọ wọ́n dẹni yẹpẹrẹ, wọn lẹ́nu ń bẹ̀ mọ́. Inú mi dẹ̀ dùn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kọ́ wọn náà fojú ara wọn rí. Prof.Banji Akintoye ní tí wọ́n sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láti kí mi lẹ́yìn gbogbo tí mo sọ láti jẹta mo bọ̀.
Any position has been for a long time that we Yoruba cannot continue to live under this constitution as it is, because it over-centralizes power in the hands of the people ruling in Abuja, and it leaves the states as essentially impotent entities depending upon the will and caprices and charity of the federal government. And that we cannot, in a country of many nationalities, That is wrong, very wrong. It will lead to disaster. It will lead to conflict and disaster. And that therefore, Nigeria should be restructured in order to make it a proper federation, the kind of federation that our fathers designed in the 1950s. That has always been the position of Afenifere. But now I'm not speaking for Afenifere, but I can say now that many of my brothers and elders and so on in Afenifere have now come to the conclusion also that people like me came to a little earlier, that no, this thing is not going to work.
So you said
It's not going to work, not only because power is centralized, but because the people who have control of the over-centralized power seem to have decided to unleash their people on the rest of us so as to subdue us or destroy us and so on. So it is no longer politics. They have turned it into war. And after fighting this war and liberating ourselves, most Yoruba people now say that it doesn't make sense to want to continue to live in the same country with these people anymore. And that therefore we need to have a separate country of our own. They will be in a separate country of their own. We hope to get this thing done peacefully, in a friendly manner, so that we will be friendly neighbors to one another forever, so that our children will not be fighting the way the Jews and the Arabs are fighting now, that they will be friends. They can help one another and so on and so forth, but they will be separate countries. Yeah. And we are not the only people who want that. You know, of course, that the Igbo have wanted earlier. We Yoruba, in fact, we are latecomers to this demand for a separate country. The Igbo have wanted their own separate country for decades. The peoples of the South have wanted their own separate country for decades. It's only in the past 1 year that a major movement has arisen among us Yoruba people demanding clear separation from Nigeria. The sovereignty, we call it the right of self-determination for the Yoruba people.
So you say you hope the separation will go in a peaceful manner. What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, we Yoruba have been pursuing it in a way that we hope will end up in a peaceful separation. We, our young people all over the world, when they come to a decision like this, because this is a decision of almost all young Yoruba people. And if you don't bring the influence in to say, no, please, we don't want to make this a rough and tumble and bloody affair. If you don't do that, young people tend to want to flex their muscles and vocal cords, and make a lot of noise and so on, and say rude things about other people and so on. No, we have been successful in getting our young people to know this is not like that. We are Yoruba, and we are a civilization-building people, a civilization-loving people, and we can achieve this in our way, in the civilized manner, and that's why we have been saying we can achieve this peacefully, and we are moving forward little by little.
So at the center of this, talking about people in this movement, at the center of it is Sunday Igboho, and people have likened him to the IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Are there comparisons between these two individuals?
No. He's not like Nnamdi Kanu. He's a member of a movement that is leading itself towards self-determination in its own way, in its own calm, steady, respectful, law-abiding manner. And no, he's not. He's not, for instance, making a noise, calling on Yoruba boys to go and fight. There is a point at which we Yoruba have a difficulty. The point is that while we are calmly, legally fighting for our self-determination in a law-abiding manner, we have this overarching danger of Fulani marauders in our land, filling our bush, killing our farmers, driving our farmers off the farm completely, and raping our women, kidnapping people, and generally creating disruption. Well, we have to defend our land. We wish we have to. If that factor were not there, we would fight this struggle for self-determination in a calm and noiseless way and achieve it. But we have to defend our land.
So when you talk about...
So our young people like Sunday Igboho, Sunday Igboho, when he talks about the area of Yoruba land in which his parents were born and raised and so on, he talks with touching passion. It touches you to listen to him. He says, listen, Baba, in Ogun, it's an open country, beautiful country. The towns and so on, are all connected by ancient paths and so on and so forth. It's peaceful. In the dry season, when it is hot, when there is hot weather, you see families sleeping in front of their house. Nobody bothers anybody. There's almost no crime going on there. He said people will be on the farm and decide at 1 a.m. in the morning that I'm going home. They will walk alone without any danger, without any fear, and come home. And women will wake up at 5 a.m. and go and harvest some things on the farm, and nobody is bothering them. So that's the type of place I was born in. That's the type of place my father grew up in. Now these Fulani have destroyed that peace. You cannot now venture to go to your farm alone because you'll be kidnapped, you'll be raped, you'll be whatever. And he cannot stand it. And thank God for a patriotic, loyal person like that, who's so loyal to his people. He must not be considered as some sort of desperado. He is not. He is a young man who cannot stand the brutalization of his own people. And thank God that he came, because since he's coming, very many young Yoruba boys and girls have arisen to do for their people what he has done for his people in Oklahoma. It's all over the place. It's not just Sunday Igboho alone. It's all over the place, young people. But they are not fighting because they want to fight. They are fighting because they are compelled to fight. If the Fulani had come peacefully, no matter how many they are, and just settle, make arrangement with the families who own land and acquire land, and go to the Oba like other people do, they go swarming to Yoruba land. And nobody is saying the Igbo should go. Why? It is not part of the culture of the Yoruba to reject foreigners. It is a well-established aspect of Yoruba culture to accept foreigners, to be hospitable to them, and to treat them well and help them. So if they had come, not killing anybody, not troubling anybody, not destroying anybody's farm, they just come and they are settling down, and most Yoruba people will not notice. But they have come to say that they will conquer, they will destroy, they will kill and maim and destroy, and the Yoruba people must defend their land. That's all. It is not something we love to do. When it started 5-6 years ago, most Yoruba people didn't know how to respond. We didn't know how to respond. We used to hold meetings at Pere Caucus every month and hear report upon report of people being killed, being kidnapped, and so on. It wasn't clear what style. It was new. It's a totally new experience for the Yoruba people. And for a start, they didn't know how to tackle it. Then finally, we persuaded our governors, listen, we are Yoruba. We cannot just be telling our young people, just go to the bush and kill them and drive them away. No, we can't do that. We have spent our entire the treasure in life on educating these young people. We want them now to go and step into the bush and fight with marauders? No. So we came to the conclusion we must create something orderly for this purpose. That's where the idea of Amatekun came. Let us have young men, a number of young men and women, train them properly, give them rules of engagement, and let them be properly led and properly officered, and let them take this matter up and do it. And our governors graciously accepted, and they put it together. But unfortunately, the federal government doesn't want us to defend ourselves at all. So the federal government began to put obstacles in the way. They started by saying it was illegal. Started to say that the governors don't have the right to set up such things. The Amatekun cannot bear arms, and so on. The marauders, the Fulani marauders, are bearing some of the most sophisticated assault weapons known to man, and nobody is stopping them. And now people organize to train some young men and women, properly give them rules of engagement, and send them in an orderly manner to protect their land. And the federal government of Nigeria is saying, no, you cannot do it. That is a serious matter. That's the point we have reached now, that it is extremely difficult for us to trust the president or the federal government. It is not true. Nobody is stopping the Fulanis from carrying their sophisticated weapons. Nobody. There is no policeman or soldier anywhere who is stopping them. They are still as free as ever. He's a Fulani man ruling Nigeria. He's the president of Nigeria, should be the father of the nation. And his people are breaking out everywhere, killing people, destroying farms, causing mayhem, kidnapping people. They are committing crime under the laws of Nigeria. The duty of the president is to make sure that the law moves in to stop them. Moreover, he has the moral authority as their kinsman to say, you can't do this in the country that I'm president of. You are my people, and you cannot do this to the country. Listen, if Banji Akintoye were president of Nigeria and Yoruba boys are breaking out everywhere, killing people in the north, killing people in the east, and so on, I will roll in with all the natural authority that God has given me as their kinsman, as their big father, their brother, and tell them, you cannot do that. Buhari has never done that. No. One of his ministers or advisors told the people, give up your land to these people. Give your land to them, otherwise they will kill you and bury you in it, and they will take the land anyway. So the answer is, give your land to them. What type of counsel is that from a government of a country? After they had killed a lot of people in Benue State, when the president invited the governor of Benue State and told him, go and find a way to live at peace with your people. While the people of Benue breaking the law, they were just in their farms. When these people came and killed and killed and killed. So who is to live at peace? The people of Benue State, or the people who are breaking the law in a massive manner? Whose duty was it at that point? Why didn't President Buhari call his people at that point and say, you cannot continue to do this? And if you try to continue, I will use the law against you. Why didn't he do that?
But he actually put out a statement after Governor Samuel Ortom was attacked on Saturday. He put out a condemning the attack on the governor.
Yeah, we know the meaning of all of that. I don't want to comment on that. But we have passed the point of believing empty statements. Yeah. The president knows what to do. He's the president. He's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He is ultimately the commander of the police and the secret service. He is not using any of that. Now when Yoruba boys go and seize a Fulani gang or person marauding their father's farms, and they bring them to the police arrest the boys who bring them. The police arrest the boys who bring these people to justice. What kind of country is that? And how can any sensible person ask any self-respecting nation to want to remain in that type of country? No. That's all.
Has there been threats to maybe some of the members or some of the groups agitating for this Oduduwa nation? Has there been threats in any way, arrests or anything of any sort?
Yeah, they have arrested one or two boys and we have managed to get them released because there's no crime. They are not committing crime. When they go around young people, putting a little handbills on the wall, we want our own country, Yoruba, Oduduwa nation, Yoruba land, and so on. Police arrested one of them. And the lawyers moved in. And what is the basis of the arrest? What he is saying is what he desires for his people. He has a right to desire it. He is not breaking any law. He's not attacking anybody. He's not throwing stones at anybody. He's a young, agile young man, but he's not fighting. He's just going around putting this scrawled notes on the wall around. How does that break the law? It doesn't break the law. So that's the situation. These kids who are going around saying we want our own country, we are holding meetings, organizing ourselves, and so on, and we will get our country, you'll do a republic. They are not breaking any law. The laws of the world, of the international community allows that. And Nigeria is a signatory.
Èrò tó ń lọ sókè òkun ẹ̀yìn dà. Ságbàsúlà àti máa wálé iṣẹ́ tó kójú òṣùwọ̀n láti bá ní ṣètò ìwé ìrìnnà ní kókó. Ọpẹ́ o! Ṣíṣe ìwé ìrìnnà dìrọ̀rùn ká bá ní ṣètò ilégbèé fún ìgbádùn àkókò ìsinmi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́, ìrìn àjò afẹ́ fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́, lílọ sí Mẹ́kà òun Jerúsálẹ́mù, ó fẹ́ lọ kàwé lókè òkun, iṣẹ́ kíkọ́ lókè òkun àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Force Excellent Able Travels and Tours Limited wọ́n gba òǹtẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba pẹ̀lú àwọn àjọ elétò ìrìn àjò ojú òfurufú. Force Excellent Able Travels and Tours Limited àwọn gan lọ́ba láti bá wa dòwò pọ̀. Ẹ lè pe 09055052472. ẹ sì lè tẹ àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ sórí +639174163 wọ́n wà ní nọ́mbà 45 Shokenway Òkè Ìjẹun Abẹ́òkúta ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. ẹ lè kàn sí www.excellenttravels.com.ph. Force Excellent Able Travels and Tours Limited. Ìrìn àjò dìrọ̀.
Those laws. Therefore, those laws are part of Nigeria's laws also. And therefore, then nobody can arrest anybody for saying, I want my people to get out of Nigeria and have a country of their own. That's not a crime.
From your statement, you say President Buhari has not really done right by Nigerians based on security issues. Are there any other sectors you think he has actually, maybe since his inception into government, that he has done right by Nigerians?
I'm a historian and I follow things carefully. I am not interested in a general assessment of President Buhari's presidency. But there are disturbing development, disturbing trends in the economy, where we just described the terrible developments in the security of the land. The world is shouting about the growth of poverty in Nigeria. This last year or the year before, an organization that monitors poverty trends in the world came to the conclusion that Nigeria is the home of extreme poverty in the world, the land where extreme poverty is most prevalent in the world. Another organization said, if Nigeria continues to go as it is going now, more than 50% of all the poorest people in the world by 2030 will be Nigerians.
Èmi ni aláìlúwà ọba dókítà Adédòkun Ọmọnìyí Àṣọlá Bọ́lárìn aróyin kẹ́yè kínní ọ̀ràngún ti ìlú Òkè Ìlá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, mo rọ̀ yín o, ẹ máa bá mi wo BGI TV, Bàbá Gbàgede, olólùfẹ́ Yorùbá ni, ó fẹ́ òótọ́ sísọ, ó máa fẹ́ràn àwọn ènìyàn, ó fẹ́ràn wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ máa wo ibi tó yẹ ká máa wò ní gbogbo ìgbà, ibi tá a bá dẹ̀ ti lè ran ilé iṣẹ́ yìí lọ́wọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan tọ́lọ́run nìkan wá ṣe ni. Ojú wa ò ní fọ́ o, etí wa ò ní di o, iléeṣẹ́ náà kò ní dàrú, iléeṣẹ́ náà á máa dàgbà sókè ni. BGI TV, ẹ má fi ṣeré, ẹ máa wò lóòrèkóòrè.
BGI TV yìí mo fẹ́ máa wò, ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ ti ń gbèsè mo fẹ́ gbọ́, ètò lóríṣiríṣi wọ́n wà lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan, ìròyìn tó kojú òṣùwọ̀n àtàwọn ọ̀rọ̀ àgbọ́ fi kọ́gbọ́n, eré wọlé fún tẹ̀rù tọmọ tèwe tàgbà ẹ má fi para. BGI TV mo fẹ́ máa wò, ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ ti ń gbèsè mo fẹ́ gbọ́, ètò lóríṣiríṣi wọ́n wà lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan, ìròyìn tó kojú òṣùwọ̀n àtàwọn ọ̀rọ̀ àgbọ́ fi kọ́gbọ́n, eré wọlé fún tẹ̀rù tọmọ tèwe tàgbà ẹ má fi para. Àjànà kú kọjá mórí nǹkan fèrè, bàbá rere káwí parí. BGI TV, we are the pace setter. Bàbá Gbàgede ìmọ̀ tẹlifíṣọ̀n station tí dòde.
Iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán tó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ, tó ní ìròyìn kọ́ńbọ̀kì tó jẹ́ yàjóyàjó, ìròyìn àti ìsọfúnni àtìgbàdégbà, àwọn ètò tó ké pọ́pọ́ filẹ̀ má yí kúò ń bẹ̀, má gbé kúò ń bẹ̀, máa jẹ̀gbádùn ẹ̀ lọ. BGI TV, Bàbá Gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV, èdùn ọ̀kìn ló dirí ẹwà fákòkò o, bí ọ̀kìn bá tú ìyẹ́ ẹ̀ díẹ̀ ẹwà rẹ̀ àkàlẹ̀ àkà oko. Ẹ kàn sí ẹ̀ka ìpolówó ọjà wa láti bá wa dòwò pọ̀ lórí +234 70 38 22 61 60 fún àwọn tí ń bẹ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà 070 38 22 61 60. BGI TV, Bàbá Gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV, ọ̀gá ni kọ́ń láwùjọ òkúta.
Bàbá Gbàgede ìmọ̀ tẹlifíṣọ̀n station tí dòde.